So I played a lot. I got the most time than anybody because I was very fortunate to be like the fighting game guy around there. So anytime that there was an opportunity to jump on a machine play session, it was finished and it would be like other people get their play session. But a bunch of other people that like knew who I was were kind enough to just be like, hey, do you want to take player 2? Because most of the footage that was being recorded was people playing the game against like CPU. So there wasn't a whole bunch of match footage of people going against like other players to see how the game actually plays and not like against the CPU, much less a situation where I specifically was asking, like, I want to fight people that are good, right? I actually want to see what the game is like in the hands of people that are sort of familiar with the situation. So I was pretty lucky to fight the devs on several different occasions. I didn't get all of that footage, but the devs were pretty willing to jump in and show me some cool shit. And I was pretty fortunate to get a bunch of matches on camera and footage of me fighting Nakayama-san, the lead director on the game, and Matsumoto-san, who is the lead producer on the game. And I also interviewed him, and we talked a bunch about. They essentially confirmed crossplay, so it was great. Those two people, for you guys that don't know, are the two guys that run the the Street Fighter V update videos. They would like do their little Street Fighter Direct, and they would have all this stuff. Those two dudes are the lead producer and the lead director of Street Fighter 6, and they are super cool. Fortunate but unfortunate. I did talk to Vicious today, and I said congratulations on being in Street Fighter 5, and also I said congratulations on the way out, because Vicious's voice is going to be in every single piece of match footage that anyone is pulling directly from this event. I definitely got to turn it off. Yeah, I don't know what team battle is, right? This is just the main menu that everyone could see. There was stuff that was not accessible. You see there's a cross out of it? I don't know, chat. So yeah, we were actually able to change the friggin' commentary settings. Thank God. Because it was on for absolutely everybody. And yes, the UI is brilliant. I might have had gripes with the gameplay at a very like fundamental beginner 15-minute level, but you will not get me talking shit. This version of the game looks substantially better than any of the things we saw in that first actual trailer that showed the World Tour mode and stuff. Legit blown away, and it's not done. There's also some stuff that is not finished. There's some graphic bugs that happen every once in a while, but 100% the presentation blew my fucking mind.
Metro City downtown.
Make my own highlights. It's time to heat up for the fight of my life. Show them what I got, cause you know that it's my time. Until I fall, boy, give it my
I'll show you how it's my cup.
Boy, the time has come, the bell is rung.
So sick.
You know that I'm a star, boy. My blood, sweat, and tears. I've been struggling for years. I'm sure thing.
So sick, right?
Vision myself a champion. One day I might.
And then they step up. Oh, that's right. Nakayama-san was like, let's skip this. The director of the game is like, I'm just going to show you some gameplay. Don't worry. I have plenty of other stuff that is like uninterrupted, unchanged. Like you can just see exactly what's going on. Don't worry. I have plenty. But Nakayama was like, no. I'm going to show you some stuff with Jamie. That's what he first said.
Ready? Then show me.
Hope you're not a sore loser.
So I'll be pausing every once in a while. But yes, this is proper 4K 60. The bitrate is 360,000. I spent $400 on this capture device, and guess what? It was worth it. So I think he was Jamie. I was playing Chun. I'm going to throw it out right now. Chun-Li's the most fun version of Chun-Li I've ever played since a Marvel vs. Capcom game. I'm throwing it out right now. Justin, when this chick does her stance and she's doing this shit on the ground, every single button does a different thing. Every single button. Light does a little short punch that like checks you. Light punch does a sweep that is actually a low. Heavy punch is an overhead. Light kick is this really long MK11 looking thing. And then heavy kick is a launcher, and medium kick is like another sweep that reaches way longer. I was like, every single button does something different. Holy shit. And the launcher leads to jump, leads to toe tap, leads to whatever. It goes to everything, right? It's crazy. You're gonna see a lot of this stuff because this move is good. This game's focus attack is kind of fucking crazy. Drive impact does not cost a lot. You can cancel into it from normals, for God's sake. And when you're in the corner, you get fucked. If you block this thing in the corner, you're actually stunned. The corner in this game, when we theorized this a few days ago, the corner in this game is the polar opposite of Guilty Gear. And even the devs said the corner's scary in this game. So they know that when you get hit in the corner in Street Fighter 6, it is leading to you're getting fucked. It's crazy. I'll put my face cam in the middle, yeah. And that's how you bait parries, right? With lights. See that stun? That's on block, dude. Once again, as you can see, the parry takes a while to recover. So he couldn't even get out of this stuff within enough time to punish me with a super. I had enough time to parry myself. So the parry has a lot of recovery. Sorry if I'm lacking any punishes. Like, we don't know what the hell we're actually doing, right? The buttons, everything feels weird right now. Oh, by the way, when Jamie hits level 4 drunkenness, he lets his hair down and his head gets like completely red and he gets nuts. Character gets crazy. Everything's like, it feels like everything's plus. Like, I don't get it.
Round 2. Fight.
By the way, I noticed this. I'm going to move my camera. By the way, I'm sorry I'm pausing this stuff. I'm just pointing this out as I notice it. I want you to see something. I'm going to move my UI. See at the bottom how it says Mr. Top Player Jamie's theme? Why would that be there? Right? Why would that be there? To me, it would be there because maybe there's a lot of options per match and how many songs you can pick. That's the only reason I would think that that information would be there. So maybe there's potentially going to be a lot of song selection per stage. Maybe Street Fighter's finally going to have a jukebox mode of some kind, because it never technically, it's always had something, but it's always been limited. I don't know, I'm just saying. This is Jamie's theme, not the stage theme. It's not Chun's theme, it's Jamie's theme. But the only reason I think they would, that in my opinion, you would do that is if maybe there's a lot of options for music. I want you to see, like, by the way, I'm sorry I'm pausing this stuff. Fireballs in this game are fast as fuck, boy. Because the parry is good, right? Because the parry is like a thing that will fuck fireballs in general, look how fast this comes out. It's quick. And Ryu's Denjin is hilariously fast. When Ryu actually charges and throws a Denjin, it's like, whoop, it's like across the screen in a second, or less than a second. Is that fireball a charge? Yes, Chun's fireball is a charge. Jamie can also drink booze if you choose to end his Rekkas with certain buttons. So Jamie can end Rekkas and get like a damage ender, or he can end Rekkas with kicks and he drinks in the end safely. And when Jamie is at, I believe, level 3, he gets Yin and Yang's command grab, or something very similar. Leads to full stun state, and you get a combo. So, you might have noticed, Chun essentially gets her exact same super from Third Strike, her SA2. It does kick, 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 launcher, And then, yeah, you can go into heavy punch, third strike finisher. You can go for Oki. You can do toe tap, delay. You can do a ton of stuff. So if anybody really, that's her level 1, mind you. I think that's her level 1. No, that's her level 2. My bad. That one leads to full launcher and leads to pretty good corner push. Trying to bait parries, right? Empty jump definitely works in this game every once in a while.
Chun-Li wins.
So fucking cool. So fucking cool, man. Yeah. Have you guys ever noticed that? It's not Chun-Li, it's actually Chun-Li. Whenever they actually pronounce her name in games, like, you know, if it actually is from overseas, it's Chun-Li. It's weird. I know. So, yeah, Luke's a weird bitch in this game. I actually don't think Luke is super good right now. At least it seems that way. Very, very early impressions, right? Luke feels a little bit harder to use than anybody. But I did put a pretty decent amount of time into every character. But there's only 4 characters. So I think Nakayama-san is playing Jamie, and I switched over to Ryu. Let's hope he lets the intros rock. No. No.
Let us begin.
How long did I play for? Probably at least a couple hours in total.
Hope you're not a sore loser.
Round 1. Fight.
It's up.
Damn. And yeah, it's got Street Fighter V isms, where if you block sweeps, you see a low forward hits, that leads to that. But if they block sweep, the animation is canceled and Ryu has to go into this recoil, right? So it does the same stuff as SF5, where they animate if the move actually misses, you know? Oh, and if anybody's curious, no proximity normals, no invincibility on regular reversals. That is not there. If you want invincibility on wake-ups, you need to do the EX versions. So EX Dragon Punch, that's how you get invincibility. So that's pretty much the same as like Street Fighter V. No proximity normals, and you have to use meter on wake-ups. Way it is. Can Ryu air Tatsu backwards? I didn't try that. I don't think so. Backdashes, I don't know if backdashes have invulnerability, but they seemed okay. They didn't seem like super huge, but movement, like dashing, felt kind of quick. Can you let go of a parry and go into a perfect parry? You know what? I don't think so, but I wouldn't say no. I don't know about that. No air parry. Whoa. Okay, the audio came back. That was weird. Yeah, Tatsu, I did get a Tatsu cross-up. Like the old Vortex Tatsu in Street Fighter 4. Yes, that did happen a couple times. So, I tried to do something fancy here. Unfortunately, like the timing is tight, but... So, you see how Jamie up here is currently in burnout mode? Here's a crazy reference that I couldn't believe that they did. When characters enter their burnout mode, their default pose changes. Right, just the way their neutral pose changes. They go to something that's like relatively like exhausted. They go like, ugh. Right, Chun-Li changes her neutral pose if she's in burnout literally to her Street Fighter 2 stance. She goes to something like less ready and she's like in her hunched over Street Fighter 2 stance. Ryu, I shit you not. I shit you not. I have a screenshot of it and I can't fucking believe that they referenced this Ryu goes into the old, insane Street Fighter 4 vanilla alpha that existed for the game a hell of a long time ago. Ryu literally assumes that fucking pose. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about so I don't sound crazy. Hang on. I've always saved this because I need to. The alpha shots of Street Fighter 4. I'm not even kidding you. Ryu's pose is this. It's literally this. The super old school alpha, like 2007 version of Ryu and shit. He has this pose. He's like, ugh, like I'm all fucked up. Like he literally has that pose when he gets into his burnout state. I hope I get footage of it. I hope you eventually get to see it. So I attempted here to go for a normal dash cancel into another normal, right? So down HP, I'm gonna drive rush out of it. The thing is, this has a lot of time, right? A lot of moments that you can press buttons in between here, and I think I just have to be tighter about it. But the idea is that it is not like lenient. Like you have to be really fast with it. So even me just running forward and trying to do another down HP didn't work. And I would like you to see, I thought I had an opportunity to kill him. You know, this was a moment where I'm going to drop all my meter on this shit. And what did it lead to? See? Bam, crushed. All right, look at all this juice bar I got up here. Look at all this juice bar I got down here. Look at this situation he's in. He's in the corner. Oh, you fucked, boy. But I screwed it up, which led me to being into a burnout state, and now I'm fucked. So I was full on resources to kill. I took the risk to try something I've never practiced before, and then it didn't work, and I'm fucked. So that's the sort of like risk reward situational stuff that they're trying to set up for with the drive gauge.
Round 2. Fight.
And also, I would just like you guys to see, when you block attacks in the game, look at Ryu's drive gauge up here. When you block an attack, took off half a bar. When you block attacks, the drive gauge isn't just your defensive moves, a bunch of defensive moves. It isn't just a bunch of offensive moves. It is also a practical block gauge, like a CVS2 block meter. But you can recover it if you do certain things, and you could also remove the opponents in the same way. So the delicate balance of how you manage this resource is literally what this entire game is about. That is unrelated to the fact that you get a shit ton of meter in this game. A shit ton. Like every time I looked down, I was at 2 bars or 3 bars. Your supers are completely unrelated to this shit, right? So I just always had bar, and I was almost surprised by it because I was doing EXs, and wait a minute, I got all my bar back from the EXs because I was doing well. This is like a classic Capcom fighting game where, you know how in old Capcom fighting games, you would essentially steamroll people sometimes? The game wouldn't give you things if you're losing as much. And if you're doing well and continue to do well, you get more shit, right? That's like sort of the tried and true element of a lot of classic Capcom games is that, oh yeah, you're doing good, continue to do good. You did even better, continue to do better. That's sort of what's in this game right now. At least it seems that way. At least it feels that's the balance. Where there's no inherent specific rewards of you to make a crazy comeback in any way, unless you make some big reads or land some sick parries. That's about it, right? You essentially have to create your comeback, is what it felt like. At least it felt that way in like the first 2 hours. By the way, this block string, well, I want you to see how ridiculously powerful Ryu's standing jab is. This thing, at this point, could cancel into DP. You can cancel that into Tatsu. I don't know if you can special cancel it into Super, but I will say, almost on every character, I would try to do short, and I couldn't cancel into super. I couldn't do short super in the game. I also couldn't do short like fireball or short DP. It felt like crouching light kicks don't have the same properties as really old classic Capcom games where everything is like light kick. It felt different. Like they want you to go into another button. So here's an interesting situation that you're going to get hit a lot by when the game starts. The old focus attack gimmick, right? I'm trying to jab him out of this, and he can't be jabbed out of it because it has 3 hits of armor, I believe. Bam! But here's the thing. I could have parried in that final hit. If you're, like, aware of the situation, you could parry that. You could be like, oh, because it has a big startup and has all this armor. So if you hit a couple jabs and you're like, oh shit, it's happening, and then you parry. And you'll parry the final hit. You can sort of bait their drive impacts.
This is my chance.
That was weird. It's a weird juggle situation in the corner. I don't know what to do yet. You can just DP, but I don't know what to do after. Can you cancel your normals into parry? No. Parry has a very fast startup, but it has a lot of recovery. So Jamie's on burnout. Might notice that his stance changed. There's no air parrying. Does chip plant damage apply when burned out? Yes. I got killed by a fireball when I was burned out on block. So I blocked the fireball and I died because chip damage deaths apply to burnout. Input lag was okay. We weren't playing on monitors, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I don't know if I'd worry about input lag. This game is, I have confirmation the game is not made on Unreal Engine. This game is made, obviously, if it wasn't apparent, the game is made on RE Engine. So I got to talk to the devs about all the benefits the RE Engine has sort of given them in creating their first fighting game in the engine. So, yes, it is the RE Engine. It's not going to have the inherent issues that, that some of the Unreal stuff has had in the past. Hopefully. What the hell? I need to see what happened here. I'll let this footage rock, chat. I'll watch it with you, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just so fascinated by all the stuff that happens. This is one of those games where I like, in the games that I really like, I like reviewing match footage because I want to get better. And it's fun to see like the weird interactions. So, I saw the fact that he was doing this shit. I had a moment where I was facing another Capcom dev that had a bit of time with the game. And this exact situation happened. But instead, right, instead of us trading, I did level 3. So it was like short, and then I saw that he was fucking coming at me, and I was like, oh shit! And I buffered into level 3. Level 3 won clean. Like super clean. So the interesting thing is that your level 3s will go through shit. So at times it's interesting to have a stocked level 3 to sort of avoid these situations. I didn't know how... I screwed up the punish because I don't know how long it's going to go for. I don't know how long it's going to go for. That's my bad. Did Hashogeki feel useless? No. Heavy Hashogeki on block, and even the medium ones were like plus. So it is used as like a stagger special, right? You can literally do the big Hashogeki, and I swear to God, it's plus on block. It's very good. And if it hits and you have a Denjin version of it, it leads to a launcher. Did he say well fuck? No, he didn't. No, he said, well fought. He didn't say, well fuck, chat. Come on.
I'm one of a kind.
Jamie wins.
Y'all tired of playing the sidelines.
Real, two, right, I'm ready.
I'll show you the power of my tongue.
Well, fuck.
Show 'em what I got, 'cause you know that it's my time. When it's all said and done, they gon' call me a legend.
Let's begin. Round 1. Fight. Hadouken! Hadouken!
Here's Chun-Li's theme. Ow. Canceling a normal into drive impact. That was a DP right there. Oh, that sucks. Aha, some Street Fighter 4 shit, huh? You get 3 normals before you're able to do a little bit of Street Fighter 4 shit. And I screwed up the punish! And I fucked the punish up? And I fucking fucked it up? Of course I did. Of course I fucked up the punish. Of course I screwed it up. I'm sorry. I was trying to do something neat. Game gets, once again, the game starts to get kind of fun when you start utilizing all this drive gauge shit. I'm kind of curious as well if we can get an interpretation, because my ass was down here, right? I was about to be burned out. I was about to get into streamer mode. How much does it recover? Flies up, you know? Shisa! Hold on a sec, chat. I gotta give my editing crew a screenshot really fast. Hang on. There you go. Okay. So there you go.
Round 2.
Can you perfect parry the whole super? I don't believe so. You also cannot perfect parry projectiles, right? Are parries that easy to do in Street Fighter 6? Yes. Regular parries anybody and their mother can do, right? That is not hard. The perfect parry part of it, though, ridiculously goddamn hard. To land those consistently is very difficult. But the perfect parry is the cool part. The first part of it was the perfect parry, yeah. Whoa. Chun-Li's in Burnout. Chun-Li's in Burnout? What pose does she have?
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Yeah. Yeah, they said that was intentional. Their Burnout poses directly reference like older versions of the characters. Cute. That's... You guys didn't need to do that, but that's really cool. Nakayama's literally telling me, hey, look, check it out. It's her Street Fighter 2 pose. I'm like, what?
Spinning bird kick.
Fuck. What beats parry? Throw. Throw. Wait. Right? Parries have recovery, right? So, yeah, just wait. People will do a parry if they try. Oh, it has a shit ton of recovery. That's once again those third strike situations. Just wait for him to parry. Shimmy, 100%. Oh, shimmies are going to be in this game hella hard. Hella hard. This game, fuck. X-Play. Holy shit. Thanks for the 50 gift subs. Sweet Jesus, man. Can you parry focus? Yes. Parry beats drive impact. They just slap it away. Thank you, X-Play. My God, man. What the hell? I appreciate it, dude. What other crazy situations was I about to say? Yeah, parry those subs, chat. Shit, I'm sorry, chat. I'm trying to collect. There's a lot. This game is a lot of different things that you have to put together. I'll let it come back to me. Interesting note. I think I didn't look at every single move list, but something very interesting happens when your life bar gets to about here. When your life bar gets to about here, if you have level 3, it no longer says level 3. It says critical, not critical art. I think it does say critical art, right? It says like, it has a CA thing that happens down here. And you're like, CA, what the hell's that? That is when Ryu's super turns into Denjin. Apparently that same thing happened to Jamie. I didn't see the other characters, but it is literally, and I asked the devs, and I'm like, did you guys get that from MVCI? And he's like, maybe. Because that's what happens to Ryu in an MVCI. When he does his Shin Shoryuken in Marvel Infinite, he turns into evil Ryu, and then pushes back the Dark Hado and comes back and fucks him up. I was like, shit. That's a good call. That's a good call. But apparently it does, I think it does like a little bit more damage. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to test that shit yet, but there's a reason the UI and everything is changing when you get below this health. And it's because that might be the only technical comeback mechanic. Maybe the fact that below 25%, your level 3 will do a little bit more. But is it do a ton more? I don't know. Another note on level 3s, the game does not, and I actually do not like this, the game does not have special to super cancels. It doesn't. If you do low fireball, low forward, fireball, Shinko Hadouken, that doesn't work. You have to do low forward. Low forward hit confirm, Shinko Hadouken. That's all you get. So it's kind of like Street Fighter Alpha, right? However, when you have a level 3 though, that doesn't apply. I was able to do Jodan kick, right? I was able to do donkey kick into level 3. I was able to do Shoryu into level 3. I did low forward fireball level 3. You can only special to super cancel with level 3s as of right now. So I kind of hope that changes, right? I do really like special to super cancels in general, but it is there technically. By all technical definition, that is one thing I actually hope they change. Jesus! Yo, Black Leviathan, thanks for the $1,000. 10,000. Thank you for the $100. Love your stuff. Super excited when this comes out. Yo, thank you, Black. I appreciate it, man. Trying my best. I knew a lot of people. I had people there that were just there to see my reactions and hear what I have to say about the game, and they didn't even want to play the game. And they're like, yeah, all of our friends back at the office just want to know what you think about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be here for 6 hours because I'm not just going to get some basic impressions. If I left after that first 15 minutes, my impressions would have been all bad, right? It was a pretty game, but I don't know, man. But I stuck it around and I was like, I'm going to figure this stuff out, figure out like exactly how it works. And it started warming up to me a lot. So I felt like everyone sort of was pressuring me. And I sort of was like, I have this responsibility. Oh, God.
What's wrong? Get up.
What's wrong? Get up.
Ryu wins.
And he did specifically say this. Nakayama said this. And they did mention in an interview that this is one of the things that the RE engine really allows them to do. Muscular distortion. When Ryu flexes here, you can literally see the fibers in his chest pulling back and shit. Right? That is, yes, characters have multiple different states of flexion per character. So they will get buff in some moments and not in others. And when they're specifically throwing fireballs and stuff and in wind poses, that's when they said they do it. So if you have a moment to like pause and look at stuff, yeah, they're flexing like crazy and shit.
Round one. Fight. Hadouken! Hadouken!
Oh. How do you do the X-ray version of the super? You have to be below 25% health. Is this out right now? Yes, I'm playing it. So once again, if you perfect parry even a light attack, you get all the time in the world. Jesus.
Round two. Fight.
Did I mess with modern controls? I didn't, but there was somebody that I was playing with that did, and we didn't know how to pull off Denjin mode with Ryu. Like, modern controls still seemingly just remove several attacks and several buttons. So I didn't mess around with it a lot, but once again, the assumptions we had of it seem to be true, right? It's there for you to press buttons and flashy stuff happens. It doesn't seem to be there for you to be like, this is the new optimal way to play the game. Really doesn't seem that way as of right now. Seems that, oh yeah, you can press some buttons and do some cool shit, right? But if you want to get access to all the rest of your character, you're going to have to graduate to classic mode.
No escape.
You're not getting through.
That did no damage. What? That did like no damage.
You're not getting through.
Whoa. That just must be a damage scaling bug, right? Did that get blocked? No. That was a low forward super. Did no damage. It's just got to be like maybe the scaling on parry is way too high. That doesn't seem right. That was perfect parry into low forward super, right? Something's happening with the damage scaling after parry. Very weird. Burned out. Stun. That doesn't work. Oof. Can you still block and burn out? You can, but you can't block drive impact and burnout. If you block a drive impact and burnout, you're fucked. See? So here's the interesting thing about the focus attack in this game. It's got a lot of startup. It's got a lot of armor, but it also has a lot of startup. So you'll see I hit a low forward here. Low forward gets soaked by the beginning, and I completely recover at a low forward and just block, right? So it definitely has a big ass like beginning part to its animation. It's got like a good 40 frames or something like that. Possibly 30. There's a heavy splat there. That actually comboed, right? So there's interesting things that I haven't really been able to discover too much, but there's different versions of wall splats, right? There's high wall splats and there's like neutral wall splats. And this one is a high wall splat. Interesting. And it leads to an additional juggle state, right? You essentially get the juggle off the wall, and then the juggle when they're recoiling from the wall. Parry doesn't work on cross hit. On cross ups, it definitely does. Parry absolutely works on cross-ups. Cross-up beat parry? I don't know, maybe.
Ryu
Ouch.
wins.
Ouch. So yeah, see how the gauge down here switched from level 3 to critical art.
Ryu wins.
Anyway, interesting, right?
To the stage of history.
See what else I can show you guys. Here's some of the first matches that I had throughout the evening. This was like in the first 45 minutes or so.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win, but about your pride as a player too.
So you can hear the
This is a
commentary
must-win
stuff.
fight.
Round one. Fight.
Oh my god, I forgot to show you guys something. Watch this. I forgot to show you this.
Our fighters will want to pick the appropriate character for this match.
All right.
Now that our fighters have chosen their characters, it's time to go.
Started from the bottom and I'll never look
Ryu walking in. Who's this guy?
looking on my haters. Y'all making a mad.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win,
The hell's
but about
this guy?
your pride as a player too. This is a must-win fight.
Round one.
Who's this asshole that looks just like me?
Gets a good read on their opponent. Still slugging it out here. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Player 2 is using their drive vigorously.
Did you try taunting? I don't even know what the taunt button is.
Player will enter burnout and won't be able to use
I
drive
definitely
for a
didn't
period
go
of
for any of
time,
that
so it's
fluffy
vital
stuff,
to not let that
unfortunately.
happen.
Didn't have enough
Who's
time.
gonna make a move? They're not gonna allow any jump-ins. Wow. Shut
What
down.
just happened?
Using their drive vigorously.
What just
If
happened?
the drive gauge is completely empty, the player will enter burnout and won't be able to use drive for a period of time. So it's vital to not let that happen. Who's gonna make a move?
Okay, so somehow aerial counter, crouching short, led to a juggle state. Aerial counters lead to juggle state.
They're not gonna.
So if you get counter hit in the air, yeah, it's almost like Alpha 3. Yeah, where it's like, woof.
Allow any jump-ins.
Yeah, that's once again, another thing from Street Fighter, from like another Street Fighter.
Shut down. Knock down. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation.
And I tried this moment here, right? Ryu also gets back HK, similar to Street Fighter
Early
5,
stages
I
of the
think.
round. Player 2 is using their drive vigorously. If the drive gauge is completely empty, the player will enter burnout. and
Right here.
won't be able to use drive for a period
Oh, man,
of
where
time.
is it?
So it's vital to not let that happen. Who's
It's
gonna
when
make
you
a
do
move?
donkey kick into the corner.
They're not gonna allow
Oh,
any
I went
jump-ins.
back way too far.
Wow. Shut down. Knock down.
Right here. Right after this, I tried to get any normal right here, and back HK would hit, but it would mostly just put them close to you, right? I couldn't cancel back HK into DP, unfortunately. It just whiffed.
They need to find a way to reset the situation. Takes them all the way to the corner with that.
Oh, also, throw range is fucking big. Throw range is fat. Huge fat ass throw range, right? If there is going to be a whole like shimmy meta in this game, it's not going to be played really close where it feels like it's on pins and needles, sort of like Street Fighter 5, where you're just like moving this couple of inches away from the beginning of the opponent. No, throws feel like they reach really far in this game. How fast are they? They felt quick.
Opens up. This is gonna be bad news. Roughing up the body. This Shin Hashogaki is gonna sneak in there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Yeah, throws don't lead to loop situations. They throw the opponent pretty far.
Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Feeling out the spacing. Whew, that last round went.
Is there normal priority? There was no way for us to test that.
Going to win, but with both fighters evenly matched, any small mistake is
Likely,
going to end up
you know,
being
it's very
costly.
likely.
Still scrapping for control of the space.
Tried that.
Jump. Not much movement.
Excuse the audio.
Definitely on.
Let's hope it fixes.
Medium kick hit.
There it goes.
Burnout activates. Close with Jinku Hadouken. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Overhead. Are they going to be springs forward with a drive rush? Oh man, this is a scary range. Okay, here we go. Closes it out. We're going into the final round tied up.
There was that goofy Ryu pose, right? Check it out. Look at Goofy. Look at Ryu's goofy burnout pose.
Okay, here we go. Closes it out.
Look at this. This is just like, it's like he's putting himself up with like body armor or something like that. This crazy ass old Street Fighter 4 like vanilla alpha version pose.
We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Final round.
Could be the Street. It could be an old reference to the Street Fighter 1 pose. That's a good idea.
Adds a bit of OD spice. Fires off a Shinku Hadouken.
See, that does okay damage.
Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side.
Which one am I?
And easy. What now? Jump. Taking reads the jump in perfectly.
I think I'm player 2.
Closes in. Both sides getting ready.
Yeah, I'm player 2.
Wall splat into the target.
Because I got hit. The dev hit me with that.
Player 1 really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama.
Round 1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps in. That last round could have gone either way. They can't get sloppy.
Did I talk to the devs about training stage?
Goes for the fireball.
The devs might or might not be paying close attention to my YouTube channel. Because I didn't need to.
Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. The fighters are matching each other move for move, going into the midway point of the match. Starting to sweat a bit. Player 1 creates
Yeah,
a
commentary
good
could get
corner.
turned off. But you couldn't really hear this when you were there. So, most of the match footage you're going to see that's direct capture is going to have the commentary on. We turn it off in a couple of matches.
Takes a trip. Scrapping it out up close. They don't need to go for anything big.
See, there is a fascinating situation, right? Here's a unique interaction. This bitch just parried what I got, right? How do I get myself out of this situation, even though it's expensive?
They don't need
Hey,
to go for anything big.
there you go. You know, but you have to be fast, right? These are these like weird, like these are mechanics colliding on top of mechanics, right? These are like all these things that are sort of coming together that lead to these moments and interactions that, like, once again, I don't really remember in any Street Fighter game other than like Third Strike. Third Strike, that's the only kind of game where weird stuff like this sort of takes place.
Even a light tap begins KO.
But is it Third Strike like? No, the parries are completely different, right? Parrying in this game and the way you use it is completely different.
Player 2 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Calls out their shot and responds with authority.
Jeez.
Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. Uses a long-range attack.
That stand
to slam
jab.
them perfectly. The jump-in is denied. Still slugging it out at this range. Going in, roughing up the body. One mistake here is all that's needed to finish the round. What'll happen here? Good heads-up decision opting for the drive impact. Super arts on deck.
This is before I knew that you could do special to level 3.
Critical art now? This is gonna kill, no doubt about it.
At least the announcer let us know, right? At least you know if it's gonna kill you because the commentator's like, "Oh, you're dead, no doubt about it." Vicious is like, "You're dead. You ain't living through this, dude." Like, here's one of the best pause screens ever. Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god.
Critical art now? This is gonna kill, no doubt about it.
Facial expressions are perfect in this game where they're not like super Street Fighter 4-ish, but they're still like entertaining and crazy enough to be really cool.
We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Who's going to
Look how
steal
fast
this
those fireballs are, dude.
This is gonna hurt. Low, heavy, but no go. Lots of up-close clashes that last round. Will both sides opt to duke it out again? Player 2 is working strong that off.
Shit.
It up. Gut punch.
No proximity normals for anybody's asking.
Drive parry, wrecks them.
So if you get hit by a drive impact, just to recall, if you get hit by a drive impact that isn't counter hit, right? It leads to just a knockback.
Draw super hard hit. What's next? Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Charges up the plasma. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Player 1 burns out.
The burnout though.
Throws range projectile.
Can't parry. If I get hit, here is, and I completely understand. Remember how we were saying, chat, how stun works in this game, how weird it is. Like, you need to be in the corner, you need to be burned out, you need to be hit by a drive impact, you got a wall splat off the wall, and then you're stunned, right? You remember how we were saying, like, that is such a weird situation. There's so many things on top of it, on top of a thing, on top of a thing, on top of a thing, on top of a thing for this like moment. They had to have playtested this game, and this must have been happening so much that they're like, we'll just make a mechanic out of it, you know? And yes, I got it. I completely got it. It leads to this insane cat and mouse scrambly moment of like, okay, I'm burned out. I'm in the corner. I'm almost fucked. I got to get out of this. I know they want to do this. Like, what do I do to get out of this situation, right? So it leads to this very tense moment because corners are so scary in this game. It leads to these very tense moments of like cat and mouse of like, is he going to hit me with the drive impact now? Is it coming now? Is it coming now? Like, what the fuck do I do? Because you can't block it either.
Use any drive moves. Gotta play it set. Drive impact misses. This is a critical moment.
Here's the scrambly shit, right? Oh no, I got hit by it.
Player 1 is in a very good spot now. They're just gonna go for it with the super.
Ashogeki.
Opens them right up.
Some funny shit.
Clinches the win.
Some funny shit,
But
right?
that could have been anyone's game. No
How loose is the
way
game
we
going to
could-
be? If we want to mean like by design, is it have a lot of loose stuff? There's definitely a lot of freedom when it comes to the mechanics, but at the same time, do you get to use things as freely as a third strike parry? No, you do not. There's nothing in this game that is like as loose as I can jump in and parry your anti-airs. I can empty jump in and then throw, like any of those situations, those don't really happen that much. So I don't know if there is a lot of loose shit happening. Any emergent gameplay, you're seeing it, right? You're literally seeing all these weird things colliding with each other and resulting in all these funky situations that is kind of like, what the hell? And that's actually something I told the devs. They were talking to me and they were like, we can start playing soon if you want. And he's like, you know what? I'm like, I just want to watch some people that don't know what they're doing, especially, and just see what they're doing. Because when you watch early levels of fighting games, especially at trade shows, you sometimes have an understanding of how the game is, and then you watch people that have no idea what they're doing, and they're just hitting every goddamn button in the universe, and you're essentially watching two people mashing against each other. But as soon as that happens, you start seeing things that you don't normally realize is what is possible in the game. It leads to these situations where like, oh yeah, people that usually play fighting games would never do that. So when it happens and it leads to a weird situation, you're like, oh, That's interesting. Wait a minute, that works? There were several times when I was just watching like random people playing, and I saw stuff that I didn't even realize you could do. I was like, what the shit?
Call that. Looking to switch it up? This is a good chance for a breather. Open those shutters.
Does blocking consume a lot of drive? Yes. Blocking.
I'm ready for a fight when it's on its own.
Finally got a chance to play Luke.
Charging like a bull when it's on its own.
Blocking in the game takes away from your drive gauge. So your drive gauge also acts like a block gauge from like a la CVS2.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match.
Luke was a little hard to play for me.
Checking their opponent. Goes for the fireball. Who's it gonna be? Low heavy. Picks up some damage with a long-reaching attack. Still slugging it out here. No good up high.
Still got that stand
Both sides
MK.
have full drive and plenty of health. Let's see how things open up.
What was that? 743.
Good up high. Both sides have full drive and plenty of health.
Oh, he just perfect parried a crouching jab. Okay.
Let's see how things open up. Looking for a way to incorporate their drive. Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure the opponent walks away with a full plate. Trips him up. This is a real back.
This game is weird. It is. No, this is a weird game. I completely can echo that. This is a game where it's like it's hard to say which game is from Street Fighter experience is going to help you out the most in this. I don't know. Maybe Third Strike? Maybe? The audio is just going through a World War II microphone.
Going on the offensive?
Is bad weird or bad good? I think that's up to you, right? I think that's up to you. I like things that are different, right? I don't like playing the same game over and over again. So me discovering a completely different thing of how a game plays is truly fun, especially when it's full of so many lovable characters and everything and looks as good as it does. Discovering shit is what I love about fighting games. It really is. It's one of the reasons why, like, in my old ass age, I just can't grind shit anymore. Like, a lot of stuff, there's been so many fighting games where I would like to get really good at them, but I just can't stand the grind. So going through the process again of getting a Street Fighter where you get to discover shit again, where there's actually, we've been 7-8 years of looking at fucking Street Fighter 5 and there's been like very little discovery except when there's a patch, and then it's like over after a day. Like, I really enjoy, I'm like salivating in this shit right now because it's what I enjoy the most about fighting games, is this discovery period.
The super armor does its job. Hit them. They were right to be on guard there. Player.
So a combo mention, you can't do like standing medium punch, down heavy punch, right? I think that happens in a bit in Street Fighter 5, where you get a close range medium and then you do like down heavy or something like that. That doesn't naturally happen in the game. However, there is counter hit state on whiff DP. There's no crush counter. Crush counters are gone. But there is regular counter hits and then whiff DP sort of counter hits, right? Whiffed special counter hits. And they have a different, they're called like punish counters or something like that. Anyway, they lead to counter hit states that do lead to bigger combos. So if somebody whiffs DP, you don't want to do stand HP DP. You don't want to do that. You want to do standing medium, down heavy DP, because now your medium will proper combo to a heavy, at least with like Ryu. So you have to realize those situations and those moments, kind of like older Capcom fighting games. They don't lead to this huge splash moment, right? Like, they don't lead to these fatal counters. They don't lead to these big old like blah, like counter hits are like a huge part of the game type of thing. Like a huge mechanic of the whole meta of the game. It doesn't feel like that so much, you know?
One needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. A depleted drive gauge will really limit their options here. Smart meter management is one of the keys to winning, so they'll have to keep tabs on that if they want to win this match. Both fighters planning something.
What's the combo structure like?
Just goes for it at this range.
Kind of like an alpha game, minus the custom combos.
Jumps up, legs it. A super arc. The super doesn't
It doesn't work.
player 2 needs to use there's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter.
That doesn't go into anything.
Chunks out of each other.
Ryu could do standing MP, down MP into special. He could do that.
We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in?
Let's go.
Sets up with the jump in. Barely blocks the jump in. Good.
That's such a
decision
cool
with that
throw.
Lots of up close clashes that last round. Will both sides opt to duke it out again? Oh man, this is a scary
Oh,
game.
Jesus.
To the corner. What setup do they have? Only 50% life left. Player 1 has got to work some magic with his limited time.
God, look how much bar I'm losing by blocking this shit, dude. Look at. So I don't think I use any meter here on EXs or anything, right? I think this is all. I think I lose all of this just by blocking.
Player 1 has got to work some magic with his limited time.
Jesus, man. Good Lord. Good Lord. He's almost got me stunned in the corner, which is going to lead to a bad situation. But guess what? This does not go down on hit. Does not go down on hit. Guess what as well? The devs told me. Guess how you get this meter back? You get it back by parrying, and you also get it back by attacking. He was telling me that you get more drive gauge recovery for doing moves against the opponent. So if they block stuff, I think you get it back quicker. And it looked like a perfect parry just rewarded Ryu with how much meter?
Player 1 has got to work some magic with his limited time.
1 full pip for using half a bar.
Gotta do better than that.
That gives him perfect parry, gives you two drive gauges. 2.
Player 1 with a rhythm. Ooh, what a smart blow. Do they have what it takes to feel the it is over?
Christ.
I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one.
Okay. Is it going to send him to learn the parries? You don't really need to learn the parries, right? There's no learning parries in this game. It's not hard. In fact, it's dumb easy. Parries are dumb easy. And here's the thing, chat. Parries aren't inherently difficult in Third Strike. Their catch window is huge. I want you to know why parries are intimidating for people. Parries aren't intimidating because the act of parrying is hard. Parries are intimidating because you need to know what your opponent wants to do. That's why parrying has always been intimidating for people. Why people feel like I can never beat people that are parrying me because they always know when I want to attack. And then they just parry me and you feel lost, right? That is not going to be missing from this game. This game is absolutely going to have that element, even though the parry has more commitment to it. You still need to know when your opponent's going to attack you. You'll still have to have that information or that guess or that read installed into you, right? So that's still here. It's just that there's a bigger commitment now.
So who will our fighters select?
And the big one is is against block strings, man. That's the crazy part. When people are doing block strings and shit, and you can parry out of block strings, that's the part that gets me like, if your block strings aren't guaranteed, then holy shit, what is then? Right? You're gonna have to really change your offense up, and that's where I get like, you know, Killer Instinct and Third Strike vibes, where you can't just rely on this set thing that supposedly does this set thing at all given times. No, this sort of throws a wrench into that. You have to all of a sudden change your offense at any given time depending on people who are playing. But is the parry hard to do? No, it's dumb easy. People that were playing this for the first time were full parrying supers and stuff. It's not hard. You just press the mediums. That's it.
Their characters, it's time to go.
When it's all said and done, they gon' call me a legend. I love to break bread, but I'd rather break records.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
What happens if you miss a parry? You have like a 30 to something-ish frame recovery period. Like, it takes a long time to recover out of it. When you parry, you enter this pose and you have to exit the pose. You enter it crazy fast, but when you exit the pose, it takes a long time to exit the pose. So I think this is when we turned off the commentator stuff, for anybody that's curious. So sick, man. Presentation-wise, it's just so sick.
I'm ready for a fight when it's on its own. I'm charging like a bull when it's on its own.
Let us begin.
Let me have some fun.
Round one.
What are the active frames for a parry? I think somebody broke it down because I didn't do a lot of parrying on Wake Up in this game. I just blocked. Theory Fighter had a great video because he got some hands-on with the game and really made the whole video about parry. My video that's coming out is just about general impressions about the whole game because I played a lot of people, right? I didn't play against AI. I only played against humans when I played this stuff today. So I didn't get a chance to test out a lot of that parrying stuff unless it was in match. But he said parries are active frame 1. At least it seems that way, at least right now. Meaning that you can wake up parry, just like Street Fighter 3. You couldn't do that in Street Fighter 5, right? Parries took a little bit to start with almost every character, even Gil, right? So parries are active frame 1 means they start off almost immediately, but they have a lot of recovery. So even though they're third strike-like at the start, they have a bunch of recovery, which is not third strike-like at all. That's interesting, right? That means that on Wake Up, you're not guaranteed the same meaty, right? You can, if you guess that somebody's going to meaty you, then you've made a good read, just like third strike. But what happens if somebody wakes up and they guess parry, and then, you know, you just wait for them to let go of parry, or you just block them? There you go. That's what you do. Somebody's parrying all the time. Guess what you do? Just block, just throw them over and over and over again. That's how I win the majority of my matches in third strike nowadays, right? Because everyone's so parry happy, myself included, mind you. Everyone's so parry happy in third strike. When somebody goes for parry in 3S, they can't throw tech. So you just throw them. You get like 75% of your damage just from throwing them. That situation will be the same here, right? You get people that are addicted to parry, and you just throw them until they die. You can take the wristband off now? Actually, no, I gotta go tomorrow. Do normals feel stubby? No. No, normals feel fucking huge. Ryu's standing jab, I swear to God, has the distance of a crouching medium in this game, right? I'm sorry, Ryu's standing jab has the same distance as Ryu's crouching medium in Street Fighter 5. Like, it goes crazy far. I'm like, holy shit, man. Throws have a lot of range. Low forwards are huge. Sweeps are fucking gigantic. Things are very big.
Not bad.
Round 2. Fight.
Ow. Oh, shit. Ryu's on critical art. Oh. How many stages were there? 2. It's the first playable version of the game. There were 2 stages. That has a weird timing to it. go.
Where you going? Not so much he said, give me a break.
Goofy. Yeah, this is Ryu's theme.
Luke wins. Round 1. Fight.
10 left! 10 left! 10 left! An opening!
Ah. Yeah, throw attacks have this. Do you see how far back you go from a throw attack? I tried to cancel it. So when you commit to a parry stance, right? The only thing you can do to get out of it is dash forward. I'm Luke right now. The only thing you can do to get out of parry stance is drive rush. It's not invincible, right? It doesn't even have a lowered hitbox or anything. It's the only way you can get out of that shit. So it leads to some interesting situations. It's actually not super great just in neutral in general, but finding the practical usage of it, and even from off of normals, is something that I'm still trying to figure out. You cannot dash backwards. No, you can only go forwards. Ugh. Should have parried that.
This is my chance.
Damn, and you know what I just realized? Check this out. This is pretty big. You know how after I was saying you do a special and it leads you in a counter hit state, like Street Fighter V technically? It leads you not into like a crush counter state, but at least a counter hit state, right? So that's called punish counter. Check this out. Whiffed parry right here. I thought he was going to jump in and do something. I whiff parry. Ryu essentially throws me, but I'm in the recovery animation of a whiff parry. It says punish counter, meaning that if you bait parries from people, you're left in counter hit state. So that will lead to crazy damage if you start baiting people with that'll lead to much bigger combos when you start baiting people's parries. And you get the medium, down heavy, like all this crazy shit. Do you have to stay put? Yes, you can't move at all when parrying unless you spend meter to dash forward. You can't backdash. It's not like a focus attack.
Let's go!
Luke is growing on me, right? Luke's growing on me. There we go. I mean, I'm not doing optimal shit at all, but here's like a demonstration of me actually trying some of this stuff. Where are we at? We're at 1609. So here's a big punish opportunity. You know, you get whiff DP. I didn't go into super, unfortunately. So bam, down HP, drive cancel. So I'm just doing down HP and I'm pressing forward. Cool. Lead to full combo in the corner. That's probably not the best thing you can do at all. But it led to pretty good damage. And that costs no meter. Nothing. I didn't go into level 3. If I did level 3, that most likely would have been 50%. Yeah, probably 50%. So it was expensive though, right? Look how much meter I had before. I was at full horse shit, right? Because I had to use an EX. Didn't burn out at least. Oh, you know what's crazy? If I did my level 3, because look how much bar Ryu has here. If I did my level 3, level 3s take away drive gauge. It could have put Ryu in the shock state, right? It could have put Ryu in burnout. Interesting, right? Fuck. And he put himself in burnout on accident.
Not done yet. Baseball, baby.
Oh, he's not dead. Come on. He's still in burnout. Hey, you're in that shit for a long time, boy. I'm trying to chip him out because I know chip will work. There we go. Burnout lasts a long time. Can you parry fireball and drive rush to close in? You could. It doesn't seem that effective for that. I mean, you could. You definitely, if you parried a fireball from like this distance right here, and then drive rushed in, yeah, you could probably get a couple of jabs and lead into something. This is before I knew about Luke's crazy ass moves. Can you not block in burnout? You can block in burnout, but if they do a drive impact when you're in burnout, that's unblockable. You are going to full stun state if there's a corner. Oh, that's the fully charged fireball back medium. Hold on a second. Let's watch that again. Luke's gonna have some weird combo shit because he has his goofy ass juggles from Street Fighter V, right? It's weird, like hold the button down a little bit. Parrying does cost meter. Cost your drive gauge. Oh, I messed it up. Oh, wow. I got sent to burnout by blocking a donkey kick. Look at that shit, right? I was sent into burnout just by blocking some stuff. Spent some meter, right? Had some fun. All of a sudden, didn't realize, oh shit, I'm just gonna block this? Ugh, I'm fucked. It's a delicate balance. But now you know that he wants to go oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Now you know that they want to go for drive impacts during this. Yeah, burnout is a delicate balance. How much can you do with no drive? Supers. If you attack the opponent, you'll get drive back. It's really easy to get drive meter. If you're offensive, you get a ton of drive meter and an angry Ryu.
What's wrong? Get up!
Get up! Can you throw drive impact? I think so. Maybe.
Good.
Hard knockdown. Shit. After burnout, do you recover full drive gauge? You do. Yeah, when burnout's over, you're... here's the funny part, too. You can make burnout go... I think so. I think one of the devs told me this. You can make your burnout recover faster by attacking. If you're offensive during burnout, I think it goes quicker and it'll get you back to normal faster, and then you're back to full bars. Yeah, you get reward for engaging in this game. Long story short, this game really rewards you for like block strings. It rewards you for committing. It rewards you for making big guesses and it working out. But it also punishes you hard on that stuff too. Lot of risk reward elements. Ow.
Luke
Can you dash cancel to make some moves safe? Definitely. Yeah, you can, if you like block sweep and dash cancel after it, yeah, you can definitely do that to make some moves safe. But it's very expensive.
Sure thing.
So I'm playing Jamie right now.
But life's been trying me, I learned all my lessons. I realized I gotta kill all my blessings. I'm working hard every day to be a better man. Started from the bottom and I'll never look back.
Is perfect parry 3 frames like you thought? Yeah, it is. It's right at the start.
My haters, y'all making them mad.
Was I playing on controller? No, I only ever played on stick. I can't play Street Fighter on controller.
Sore loser.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's like, is this game... that's a good question. Is this game too offensive or too defensive? I think it's what you want it to be. Clearly, one will end up being better than the other, you know? Clearly, as people play through this game, some stuff will be better than others. That's just the way fighting games work, right? And some mechanics will not be as good as other mechanics. That's just the nature of it. But by the devs' design, by the way they were creating the engagements in the game, they wanted you to make the choice, right? They wanted you to make a choice between you can be a totally boring player if you want, or you can be an offensive player and use the meter for a bunch of other stuff. It's kind of up to you. How is that different than any other, like, fighting game, you say? Because this meter replenishes different than any fighting game. This meter doesn't work like a Mortal Kombat 11 gauge. It doesn't. This meter doesn't work like a traditional revenge gauge. It doesn't. This meter doesn't just work like a block gauge, which it does. It replenishes offense. It technically replenishes during defense. I'm sorry, it gets removed during defense. It's crazy. This meter is nuts. And balancing that shit is the entire game. Oh, God.
Loser.
No, cross up LK. This is before so Jamie has a really good, like, crouching light kick, standing jab, something like that. Crouching light kick, crouching jab, standing jab, and he can just go into Rekkas. He's got a great hit confirm. That's super easy to do.
Of course I'd win.
Round 2.
There's no high-low parry. No, it's all one input. That crossed up. Yeah, Jamie's crazy fun. So there's Jamie's hit confirm, so you guys can see it. And it's great because he can do the drink Rekka, where he ends the Rekka with drinking. It's very good. Oh, parries. When you land a perfect parry, it feels amazing. Understanding what to do after is a different story, though. Getting the reward is kind of hard, like figuring out what's going to work here.
I'm one of a kind.
Jamie wins.
Well, fuck. Good hit confirms, right? Oh, one more hit, it would have knocked it out. This is before I think I knew about the drink Rekkas. I was just doing regular ones. Ooh. Oh no. Stop drinking like that. So, you see how this is how dangerous the corner is, chat. I'm not in a situation where I'm about to get what's it called? Not overdrived. Burned out. This is not a burnout situation. This is just me blocking critical drive impacts, right? Just blocking a drive impact from around this distance over here is gonna launch me, even on block, into a wall splat, right? Into a wall splat. So even blocking, not in a situation where I am in a like near stun situation, leads to wall crush full combo. Even on blocking. Shit. And Ryu just, what did he just do to expend all of that drive gauge? Went for a parry, I threw the parry. Oh, if you unsuccessfully parry, by the way, if you get like parry baited, I think you lose a ton of bar, right? If you know the opponent, if you know your opponent is going to be parrying, I think it happens here. So watch Ryu. Oh, this is when I get messed up. Look how much bar he's got. He's got 3 bars, 3.5. He went for a parry, it looked like. A parry or a drive impact. It sucked away a full bar. Went for a parry again. Went for a dash forward, lost that. It was out of a drive rush. Never mind. In this situation, he just expelled all the meter. Oh. Does Jamie lose drink level? I don't think he does. I think it stays. I don't know if I ever saw it go down. Do I like Jamie? I like everybody so far. I really enjoyed playing every character. Yeah, you see? Perfect example. This is a block string, right? I'm just gonna do block string into Rekka. But that's not guaranteed. You can parry through that. So I do crouching short, crouching jab Rekka. And he parries through the block string right here. Hey, so once again, block strings are not guaranteed in the game. You can't just commit to them all the time. Ads? Shit, chat. Jeez, I'll wait. I'll wait, chat room. Gosh. See if my my video is up. Hold on a second.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
All right. It looks like the YouTube video is up, chat. If anybody wants to watch it, you can. This is my full first impressions with a bunch of new gameplay and stuff from today's event. So this just went live. And in fact, we might need to get a mod to... it's not in 4K yet. We're still waiting on processing. We might need to get a mod to be like, so what are your impressions of Street Fighter? This would be the best place to go. This link would be the best place to go for that. It's in 1080p as of right now, but it should be in 4K within the evening. Throughout the night, it should definitely be in 4K. Basically, parrying is like an FD mechanic in Guilty Gear. Sorta. Yeah, in some ways it is. We were saying that before when we were making predictions that it kind of is. How like you can do FD, but you can also like just time it, right? But instead of like you getting a just block like in Guilty Gear, there's a huge flourish like parry splash that stops time and makes it look super cool and gives you a shit ton of time to punish after. Like, you're almost, if you get a perfect parry in this game, you're almost guaranteed a big punish. So there's a little bit of a difference. The timing, I think, is fairly similar. Perfect parry is like 3 frames. I think just blocks in Guilty Gear Strive are also like 3-ish frames. They're really limited, right? Oh, I'm sorry, they're really short, aren't they? It's 2? Well, there you go. Fuck, IB is 2 frames? Fuck. That is needlessly difficult. Fuck. Well, there you go. 3 frames is already really hard. 2 frames is fucking even harder. From a neutral situation, that's crazy. 2-frame combos not hard, right? 2-frame to 3-frame neutral tools, hard as fuck. That is not good. Yeah, you can tech grabs. You haven't seen many grabs in this because grabs just aren't inherently as good as Street Fighter V, right? They're powerful, but they don't lead to the same like situation, you know? They don't lead to the same like rock paper scissors situation that Street Fighter V does naturally. But there still will absolutely be shimmies and shit like that. It's not this. I mean, it's hard to say, is this like a super focused strike throw fighting game? I definitely think it kind of is in several ways, but you know, I only played so much of it. Is there throw loops? No, at least it doesn't seem that way. Yeah, down motions are back. Christ. Christ.
Real wins.
This bitch flex.
Round 1. Fight.
Now. That drinking sound is so satisfying. Blow it up. So this is an interesting move. This one where he leans back. I saw this in the move list when he does this. When he does this and he goes into this walk back state, he can do several things. It's a stance technically, right? I think he can do like 2 or 3 different options from this moment, and I just didn't know what they were. It's not like a full stance, but he enters this like mode where he's doing this stuff. It's like a target combo move that you can lead into a few different options.
We're all feeling it.
Round 2. Fight.
Double parry. Look at that. I'm getting all this drive gauge back for hitting the opponent. Oh, fuck. I know I'm losing a bunch. So close to getting stunned. Yeah, I think I just didn't have awareness of this as much. That was an accidental input. No, Jamie has an install super. His level 2 is an install super. I think it gets him immediately to level 4 drink. Jamie just like drinks a whole bunch and he doesn't hit the opponent. And it's like a cinematic drink. And no kidding, he goes, his hair comes out and I think he goes immediately to level 4. I think. So even if you didn't focus on drinking when you're playing the match, you can just save up for a level 2 and get auto level 4. Jamie's traditional inputs, fireball forward, fireball back, DP. so cool. There is definitely some hit confirmable moments in this, right? Where the amount of hit stun that's coming from like low forwards, or the amount of hit stun that's coming from like down medium punch, definitely remind me of a lot of like third strike or even hit confirming in Street Fighter 5-ish, right? There's definitely a lot of that kind of stuff. There's a secret. Back with light kick does a dance for the hell of it.
Jamie wins.
Yeah, cross-up Tatsu does work. I've been hit by it a lot. You know, one button specials work with charge at all. Yes, you charge, I think it's you charge back, you go forward and you press the button. It's not that much different than regular charging. So if you want to throw a sonic boom, you still have to charge. If you want to do a flash kick, you still have to charge. That's just a regular move. I know. I don't know why you'd want to use it.
Let us begin.
I'm not gonna lose.
Round one. Fight.
That presentation though, yeah. So here's the crazy ass move list for Chun-Li. Air lightning kicks, SBK, the Zanshu's in here. Tensho kicks are down down, so her DP's down down. Tell me I go to unique moves, please. She actually has 4 supers because she has air fireball, right? Air fireball super. She has grounded Street Fighter 3 SA2 super for her level 2, and then she has her big level 3. Aerial Kikosho. And then, oh, please go to unique moves. There we go. So, these are all the command normals she has, right? And there's a lot. She gets wall jump. She gets her old Street Fighter 3 punch. And then the big one that I don't even know. Hold on a second. Do I even show how many different things she gets from Serenity Stance? I don't think I do. So, from Serenity Stream, which is her low stance, I didn't scroll down, but there's 6 different things that I found that you can do from this stance. She has like, the stance has every single button did something different. So I didn't show it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the grid, all right. That's the grid. Oh, that's definitely a grid. 100%. I think this was the first time I was just playing Chun. But I enjoy the most so far. Probably Chun-Li, believe it or not. Yeah, she's really different. Nice. Her still being charged sucks. Well, the only thing that's charged with her is Kikosho and spinning bird kick. That's it. Everything else is a motion.
Now you understand. Don't underestimate me.
Round 2.
This is some like Jet Set Radio song. She's got a couple of great light confirms. So here's an interesting situation, chat. Another interesting situation. You get to see what the alpha counter looks like. Bam, alpha counter, right? You can bait this though, right? There's a burst bait in this game because every character has a parry. If you know people are going to alpha counter you, you do light attacks to sort of bait the hit stun, or I'm sorry, bait the block stun. And then they alpha counter you, you recover from your light attack and you just parry it. I was able to do it several times and I don't think I ever got it in footage, unfortunately. Ryu can also do that in Street Fighter V. Lightning kicks. Yeah, I'm super curious to see what the hell Ken plays like. Oh shit. Isn't that special into super? That was a level 3. You can special to super with level 3. And you can charge Shin Hashogeki, and I think it becomes unblockable. I think. Ugh. Yeah, Chun feels kind of like an offensive monster in this game. Lightning kicks. It was level 2 with Chun? Yeah, well, that was EX. Remember what I said? How you can link EXs into supers? I think that's all it was. I did legs, linked the end of legs into super. That works. You can do the same thing like I remember I said earlier. You can do low forward EX fireball, Shinka Hadouken. You just have to link it. You don't like cancel into it. I was just buffering it. I was just fucking mashing. So fucking cool. So fucking cool.
Chun-Li wins.
So cool.
Round 1.
Show super again. Pretty neat.
Chun-Li wins.
Actually pronouncing the name correctly. Oh, broke out of a drive impact. Overhead. Oh, I didn't do the follow-up. Ow, shit! Ah, take that. Damn it, that doesn't work. Trying to combo into this friggin' launcher. I think I just have to do it manually from there, right? Just raw launcher? Or stance launcher?
Don't underestimate me.
Round 2.
Did you ask Capcom about Team Battle? I did not, no. I didn't ask him about any of the other modes. that are essentially like not in the build. Haha, parry time. I'm Chun-Li. This is the first time I was using Chun. Fuck.
What's wrong? Get up!
Did you ask about netcode? It's using rollback. Ah. God damn! Ow. What made that super not black and white? Ryu has to be below 25% health to change it to the Denjin version. Not good enough. Damn, look how fast those Kikokens come out. That's nuts. Interesting. Oh, damn, boy.
Ryu wins. Round 1.
This is Chun's theme now. Oh, this game has several moments of Tekken slowdown. Yeah. There's several times where if you do certain things and they collide at the same moment, there's like a Tekken slowdown. Yeah, that happens a lot. Where did you guys see it in the previous one? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, so the Tekken slowdown here, it wasn't a trailer effect, right? It wasn't a trailer effect. The Tekken slowdown happens when both players do drive impact within a few frames of each other. However, the person that wins is the player who did it second, right? The second drive impact will always win, similar to like a focus attack. But if you both did it at the same time, then you get the trailer moments. Oh, fuck. Their low forward is so big. Yeah, rematching is crazy fast. Yeah. Look how fast Ryu's fucking walk speed is, dude. Look how fast Ryu is like walking in and out of shit. Ah, so yeah, toe tap into punch punch into air target combo does work. Cool.
Now you understand. Don't underestimate me.
Round 2. Fight.
So here's the big thing of this game. Parry is like a universal turn stealer. Right? Does anyone understand that? I mean, I guess everybody should, because there's been so many strike throw fighting games, and strike throw fighting games are like all about turn stealing. This game absolutely has the parry comes out so quick that it is a natural turn stealer, where if you make that call, then you're now on the offensive, and now it's going to potentially snowball in your favor. Is there anything I think they can add that could benefit the game? I'd like regular super special to super cancels. I want to do low forward fireball level 1, you know. But I think their intention is that you have to use EX for those, right? You got to use EX for that stuff, which does technically work. If I get hit by that in the corner again, it's a wall splat. Christ! Oh, there's some of Chun's offense.
Chun-Li wins.
Oh no, this game is hip hop all over the place. Look at the character select. Give it a second. There's hip hop everywhere. The whole game is hip hop.
Metro City downtown.
I'll show you the power of my kung fu.
But life's been trying me, I learned all my lessons. I realized I gotta when it's all said and done, they go call me a
You know what they should have? They should have the Third Strike announcer guy as like a commentator pack. Yeah, that makes sense, you know?
Let us begin.
I'm not gonna lose.
Round 1. Fight.
Keep walking! Keep walking!
Oh god, that impact. No. Remind me that I can do that. Oh man, so close to breaking through it. Oh, and he burned himself out. And full stun state. Unfortunately, I'm terrible. This guy is spamming impact drive. Get ready for it, buddy. These are the developers. They made that shit good. they made impact drive good. So get ready. There's going to be a lot of that. These are the actual devs I'm fighting. I wasn't using it nearly as much. Guess how much it costs? 1 bar. And if it lands, you get even more back. And it's safe on block. And if you get hit by it in the corner, it leads to full wall bounce. Even on block. And you can cancel into it from normals. I don't know what else to tell you. They made it super good. But guess what? It's got a lot of counters. It's just being ready for those counters. You have to be like on the ball. In Street Fighter 4, there was only one way to counter it, right? You essentially had to do like a break move by design. In this one, there's like several ways to counter out of drive impact. Jesus. That did a bit of damage, right? That did a bit.
Chun-Li wins.
That did a bit. Just a little bit of damage, right? My god, dude. Ask them about Ken. They're not answering any questions about characters that are not revealed in the game.
Checking their opponent.
You want to see some crazy stuff, Luke? Chat? I almost called you Luke. You want to see some weird stuff, chat?
From both sides.
This is me just like really messing around with all this new stuff.
Player 2
Yeah, he gets air knuckle. Chat, you're Luke now.
Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Taking stock. Absorbs the attack and fires back.
Ooh, that's a weird
damage is really
interaction.
now. You can see how cornering your opponent is such an effective game plan. One shot is all both charges forward. Right? Lands it cleanly.
Damn.
Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
No, I'm playing Luke right now.
Ooh, it looks like
I'm
they're
player
waiting
2
to
in
see
these
what
matches.
The opponent wants to do first.
This is really about messing around with stuff. So here's another interesting moment. You can, like, when you go into parry state, you're obviously at a disadvantage, right? If somebody has called the fact that, oh, you're in a parry state, I'm gonna get you, right? I'm gonna get you. You're in a parry state. You're vulnerable now. I can actually go in and just throw you. I can just wait for you to finish, all that kind of stuff.
That'll give them a
But here's the thing.
advantage.
Here's how you catch people off guard.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first.
Right here, dash cancel, done. Catch them off guard.
Ooh, that last round.
Right, you're at this little like moment right here where you can sort of like focus attack dash cancel in, but it's way faster than that. And maybe catch people off guard.
Going to end up being costly. Player 2 can build off this lead. There's been some back and forth.
Can drive impact be whip punished or with a jump?
Player 1
100%. Yes, it can.
Just goes for it at this range.
But it's got a huge hitbox. If you neutral jump it, it might hit you.
They're not playing around here.
What's wrong? Get up!
Gets a risky buck in. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Drive parry.
My problem is I don't know a lot of the Luke target combos because I didn't play a ton of them in Street Fighter 5.
The real fight starts now. Give me a booking to wrap this round up quickly. Sandblast. Sets up with the jump in. The last round could have gone either way, and now we have ourselves a real match. Anything can happen, so expect the unexpected. Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge because nothing stops this train. Yes, you have more damage, please. Drive parry. Back into the corner. What setup do they have? Player 2 with the goes all in with the uppercut. Check with a kick out of nowhere.
Do you think the game will be dumbed down in some parts? I think if anything, based on what I talked to the devs about, the devs want to do an opposite approach, especially with what happened at the launch of Street Fighter V. The design philosophy of the whole game is like kind of the opposite of, and they learned a lot of lessons from Street Fighter V because it had a weird development, and they were able to do a lot of stuff that they attempted to do, and they learned a lot of lessons, they said, because that was a new development team that made SF5, right? Same team is making this game, but the idea is they are making a unique experience. It's not Street Fighter V. The game does not feel like Street Fighter V when you play it, and the overall impression the devs literally told me is that they want to give every player identity. They want to give every player like unique things to do. They want you to be able to craft your own play style, and they want they specifically are trying to solve the issue that a lot of Street Fighter V had during its overall time in the sun, was that things looked very samey, right? A lot of situations would play out very similar. Their goal is to get away from that. Like the whole drive gauge system can be utilized in so many different ways and so many different combinations of things you can do that you could play it whatever way you want, right? You don't have to do just one thing. You don't have to just do one target combo. You don't have to just do one block string. In fact, a lot of block strings, you can't keep doing that because... Good night, honey. You can't keep doing the same block strings and target combos because you can just parry out of that stuff, right? You have to like be on the ball with all that.
Player 2.
That's great.
Was an absolute beast in that match.
Can you explain, what is it? Can you explain parries and perfect parries? Parries are super easy. You just press mediums. You just hold down mediums and you parry. That's it. It's a stance. It's like a stance, and you're just in a parry stance, and you'll parry anything that comes your way except throws. You can get thrown out of it. The perfect parry, however, is the same button, but it's really specific timing right at the start. So, can you tap parry multiple hits? No, you don't need to. There is no tap parrying like Street Fighter V. There's no tap parrying like Third Strike. You just hold it down. It's super easy. The choice, the thing about parries has never been the execution of it. It's been, you know that people are going to attack you. I know that people are going to hit me now. So, you still get that reward, you know? But it's risky. Parries are risky in this game. They're much riskier than Street Fighter 3, but they're a lot better than they were in Street Fighter 5. They do cost meter. They cost half a bar. Here's the thing, though, chat. Parries cost half a bar, but you're rewarded with a shit ton more meter if they land. If you do successfully get a parry, you get even more meter than it feels like you started with. So tapping doesn't save the gauge. Tapping, so just for example, tapping just makes you exit the parry stance. Just think of that, right? The parry stance, when you hold down the buttons, is just entering a stance, and then you exit the stance. That exit animation just happens when you let go of the button. So if you tapped it, you enter the stance, and then you exit the stance. So and there's no immediate reward. Like you can hold down a parry at the beginning and perfect parry and continue to parry the rest of the shit. Either way, you're still hitting the timing of the perfect parry, right? You're not worried about parry being too good? No, because it's got so many counters. Parry has got a huge, parry has a huge, what's it called? A huge counter state at the end of it when they're done parrying. So when they exit their parry state, it's almost like they whiff the DP. You get full counter hit combo. Every little thing in this game has a risk and a reward with it, right? Everything you try to do is like technically a gamble in a lot of situations of whether or not your opponent's on the ball or they can do it. You can throw parry state. That's the weakness of parry. I mean, that's the weakness of parry and third strike too. It's 1 frame to perfect parry? No, it's 3. It's about 3 frames. Can you negative edge normals to parries? From what I understood, from what I could tell, there's no negative edge in the game. I held the button down. I tried to do a special after. I let it up. Nothing happened. So, at least in its current state, negative edge appeared to be gone. At least from what I could tell. But I did try doing negative edge, and nothing came out. Maybe it'll be an option in settings. I don't know. Down HP whiffed. There is no air parries, no. Damn, there's a koi jumping up and down in the background. I just realized that. There's a turtle.
Not bad.
There is a turtle. What's the C on top of player 1 and 2? That's confirming which control mode each player is using. C is for classic, M is for modern. Just trying to figure out what goes into what. Ah, baited the parry state. Got lucky. And wow, just blocked a few attacks and suddenly Ryu's on burnout, and now I'm trying to hit him with the dang buttons to get him out of burnout. There we go, stun state. Oh, if I did DP uppercut, he would have maybe died. I did not play much modern controls, no. I had people around me, we tried some stuff on it, but I didn't play it myself.
Luke wins. Round 1. Fight.
There you go. I think that target combo's cancelable. It's hard to tell because this isn't Street Fighter 5, right? Uh-oh. Big damage. Is the meter under the health bar's block gauge? Yes. That is your block gauge. That is your offensive move bar. and that is also your defensive move bar. It's all on one thing. If you want to look at what each thing does, it's available on the website. It's called the drive gauge. Yeah, you can charge Luke specials. I think that his specials have a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. I was really not good at his launcher combos. I didn't know what the hell to do. I'm sure people that played Luke already in Street Fighter V will be used to his timings. But he's got that kind of like, you know, you have to hold down the button a little bit more to get the level 2 or something like that, I think. Does drive fill passively? Yes, it does. You'll notice it if we just wait, it'll start coming back when he's not taking damage or something. It naturally comes back. Drive bar comes back if you attack the opponent. If you hit the opponent, it comes back. If they block your attacks, it comes back. If you parry, it comes back. You get a big chunk. If you just sit around and don't do anything, it comes back. But that comes back the slowest, right? You attacking and doing block strings and all that kind of stuff make it return the fastest. Splat. Look at this Splatoon shit. Saw an option for button release input. That would definitely be negative edge. Yeah. If there was an option for it, that's definitely negative edge. If you hold parry, does it eventually stop and recover if whiffed? Yes. If the bar completely drains. But that's a long time.
Time to select a stage. The stage.
Yeah, they'll eventually exit the parry state, right? Once the bar completely goes down. But here's the thing, just because in this game, you can't think of it like a third strike parry. That's different. Just because they parried your attacks doesn't mean that they're going to get a punish. Like I said, the parry has so much recovery. The regular parry does, not the perfect parry. There's so much recovery that it doesn't inherently mean you're going to get a stand medium DP or something like that. It doesn't. In fact, if they're just parrying light attacks, I don't know if you can punish. If you parry a heavy attack, you're definitely getting a punish of some kind, right? You are. But it really depends.
I'm not gonna lose.
Round 1. Fight.
Shit! See, because Chun's kicks hit multiple times really fast, it breaks out of drive impact. Overhead. Chun-Li offense, everybody. And see how the parry will auto-change sides and shit? It's a state, right? It's a state. I'm gonna counter everything except throws. That's all it is. Regular parry, they're like faultless defense. Pretty much. Yeah. If your interpretation is like Guilty Gear, you can think of it like FD, and think of the perfect parry like it is a just guard,
Round 2.
like a perfect guard. Can you parry focus attack? Yes. Ow! And I think all supers have invincibility, right? All attacking supers, I think, have invincibility from level 1 to level 3.
Chun-Li wins. Round 1. Fight.
Damn. Back in the match immediately. They have all these weird things she can do from her low stance. Are you able to do super to super? I mean, not that I was able to see. That's just holding down the button. Anybody can do that. Yo, Stubbsy Gaming TV, thanks for the 10 gift subs, dude. And Too Thick, thanks for the 5 gift subs, man. Indominance, thanks for the 10 gift subs earlier. I missed all these. Holy shit. Belly Bro, or Belly Bow, thanks for the 10 gift subs. Damn, audio glitch. I gotta fix that. Moon Knight, thanks for the 2 gift subs. Why do you think you can't perfect parry projectiles? Probably because perfect parry gives you a huge meter reward, even more than regular parry. And it's easier to time a perfect parry on a projectile because it's always in a constant movement, you know? You just, if they threw a light, medium, or heavy, those have guaranteed timings. Damn, look at that big juggle state. When people attack you and you get perfect parries, however, that's hard. Yo, Drowsy Mongoose, thank you, dude. Shit. Shit. Well, fuck. Yeah, here's what he says. He says, Ryu says, well, fuck. After he gets smacked down. Well, fuck. Lightning kicks. Drive impact seems too strong. Oh, it good. You're gonna get hit by it a lot until you get used to it. It doesn't cost a lot and it leads to full stun state. It good, man. But, you know, it's got clear weaknesses. It absorbs 3 hits, at least. But I'm pretty sure I've seen 3 hits, and then it breaks out.
Round 2. Fight.
Is there a point to throwing projectiles mid-screen so they can be parried? Yes, there is. Projectiles are fucking fast in this game, right? I don't know if you've actually been seeing how quick they come out, but you will definitely catch people off guard from these distances with projectiles. They are crazy quick. If you see Ryu do a heavy fireball, it's pretty goddamn fast, and Chun-Li's are really quick. But if Ryu especially does Denjin mode or EXs, they're out like immediately, almost like super turbo speeds. So they're designed, they're not like the slower fireballs that were sort of in like Street Fighter 5. They're quick. They almost move the speed of like Ryu in almost, I guess, like him in V-Trigger. I mean, maybe. I was being caught off guard a lot where unless I'm completely full screen, right? I was just parrying stuff, but you had to be kind of on the ball if you're going to react to things within like this walking distance right here. Also, if somebody, like for example, if somebody's at full drive gauge and you're throwing fireballs at them, they don't get any reward. You understand that, right? So that's a lot different than Third Strike. And Third Strike, you got meter. You got this bar. You were rewarded over here. In this game, you're rewarded up here if you're low on gauge, right? But what's the whole point when you're at this gauge? You want them to start blocking stuff, so why are you throwing fireballs, right? You want to get in and do damage. You want to get in and start doing block damage to take this down to lead them to a stun state, you know? So why block when you can parry? Well, because blocking, you can still have action. When you commit to a parry, you commit. Right? You are stuck in it. It's not like Third Strike. It's very different. So when you're at full drive gauge and the opponent's at full drive gauge, why don't you just throw fireballs? Even if they parry them, they don't get any reward, you know? Should you block fireballs? Well, you do take chip damage from them in general. So, you know, you have to make the choice. Everything has a risk and a reward, sort of. Ooh, fancy. Man, I missed the jump cancel. Where's her stance leading to something crazy? Oh, I missed it. Shit. Can you guard break with Denjin? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't charge it, but I'm pretty sure if you block Denjin Hadouken, it takes away a big chunk of your V gauge. I'm sorry, your drive gauge. Ow! Hashogeki. Free wall splat, don't know the combo. I'm pretty sure there's regular chip damage without burnout mode. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's off normals though. Maybe specials? I'm not talking about KOs, just like damage, like gray health. Low to overhead, low to stance to overhead. Holy shit. Stopsy Gaming, thanks for the 10 gift subs, dude. Holy hell. Can you parry full supers? Yes. It's not hard. It's very easy, actually. You don't see the stun gauge? You're looking at it. It's at the top. It's the green stuff.
Time to the first round. That'll
Round 1.
right back, even close to done.
There's some Jamie
Very
stuff.
solid pressure against the wall. That's how you close out games. It's so hard to fight back against that.
Here's where I finally learned how to do the drink rekkas.
They've got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Player 2 holding on to that corner advantage. A quick breather. Zones with the fireball. A parry? Jumps in. Just goes for it at this range. Oh, could be the start of
But when does it end, right? Gotta learn the parry matchups now. When does it end?
Player 2 is a force to be reckoned with.
That wasn't level 3, that was level 1.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Drive boosted Hadouken. Good parry here to
Actually,
try
that might have
and
been
make
level
something
3.
happen.
Yeah, it might have been.
Drive gauge disparity has opened up, and it wouldn't surprise me if they try to open that gap further. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage.
Yeah, Jamie's animations are looking
Neither of
so
them
crazy.
willing to back off.
There's a really
That's
clean
some big juicy
application
damage
of
on counter.
mocap,
Alright, what's coming up
mocap
next?
and really good
Big
cleanup,
Wells with a buff in there.
along with, you know, hand animation. All these characters are, right? All these characters are essentially mocapped and hand animated at the same time.
In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes.
Oh, drive reversal's crazy good. People usually use their drive gauge on, you know, more fun stuff.
My world! KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Power fighters got up close and personal last round and really took it to each other. Let's see if they can keep up the pressure. The super armor
Crap.
does its job. Scrapping it out up close.
Jamie had like a launcher of some kind. I didn't know what the heck it was. The dev did it against me, but I never figured out the input. It's some sort of target combo. Oh, Jamie also has Yoon's target combo. Like bink, bink, bink into thrust punch. He can do that.
Impact squat. Experiencing
The only problem is that he needs, I think, level 2 or level 3 drink to do it.
Time for some fun.
So there's the install.
Super hard.
I'm just holding down parry. That's it.
How will they utilize this? Raw super hard incoming. It's the left KO.
That's it. Does he have Yoon's command grab? He does.
I'm one of a kind.
He has Yoon and Yang's command grab when he's at a bit later in levels. Let's go watch that weird situation again. So here's the thing. I didn't know what he was throwing out, and he was charging Hashogeki. Here's my install super. So he's doing Hashogeki, but he's charging it. So I'm just holding down parry right now. See my gauge going down? I'm just waiting for him to throw it out. And then it eventually hits. Cool.
Push forward. How will they utilize this?
And then go into stuff.
It's the left KO.
Can you parry a command grab? No. Now, grabs beat parry. That's the universal rule in Street Fighter. Grabs beat parry.
Right back in.
Can you cancel focus attack into super on hit? No. The focus attack leads to... you can't cancel it into anything. The drive impact goes into drive impact. That's it. You can't dash out of it. You can't forward dash, back dash. When you commit to a drive impact, you're getting the drive impact. That's it. So once again, it's one of those commit moves, right? You have to commit to it. It's a big risk reward.
To the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet.
Parries, however, you can cancel out of. You know, you can stop parrying, or you can dash forward.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Trying to read each other here? Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening.
Jamie also had a ton of normals that are really good and still cancelable, right?
What's the play here?
Some really good stuff. Yeah, you can parry drive reversals 100%. I did it a few times.
With no one having a clear advantage yet. Denies the low heavy. Anything could happen.
Is Jamie the son of Yin and Yang? I think he's related to them. Not the son. He's like a fan of Yin and Yang.
Strings it all together. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them
They're
a
cousins,
psychological
yeah.
advantage.
He's related.
Overdrive Hadouken. Feeling out the spacing. Our fighters got up close and personal last round and really took it to each other. Let's see if they can keep up the pressure. Takes a trip. Breaks those shins. Smart stuff.
You can do EX into super. You can't cancel EXs into super. No. You can link EXs into super.
Quick breather.
At least it seems that way.
Brushes that off and keeps going. They're going for the super art. Going for the conclusive kill with that super. What a move.
God. You see in the end there how it also how in this situation,
Smart stuff. Poking at that range.
how much meter do I have?
You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range.
Get thrown. Whiff a drive impact, right?
They gotta brush that off and keep
Get smacked by this. The level 3 then also leads to burnout because the level 3s take away this gauge.
what a move.
Burned out in the end, I would have been dead regardless because I wouldn't have been able to get out of it. When you're in burnout, you can't parry. When you're in burnout, you can't use any of these abilities up here, right? So you have to find a way out of there, man. The only invincibility, you could essentially just like, because you don't have any EXs, you have no invincible wake-ups. You could essentially just do meaty drive impact to somebody that's burned out and stun the shit out of them, especially in the corner, right? However, your critical arts are still here. You can still do wake-up supers. And that's why wake-up supers are all invincible. I think I just made sense of it in my head, right? Why are even level 1 supers invincible? To help you get out of situations like a burnout moment, right? That makes a lot of sense to me now that I think about it.
This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. All of this adds a bit of OD spice there.
Can drive reversal get grabbed? I didn't have that happen. I didn't try that.
Lots of up-close clashes that last round. Will both sides opt to duke it out again? Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player 2 with a rhythm. Low heavy, but no go. What are they gonna do? Keeps them out.
You think every character will have different supers when their life is low? I think so. Yeah, I think that's a thing in the game. Where everyone at below 25% gets a modification to their super in some way.
Shoot their shot.
Oh shit. Oh, I missed the super.
They're hurt.
Again.
For this opening. Tackle on the dome.
Tried to do the dang level, dang it.
Player 2.
I swear to God, at some points I landed Jamie's really big, impressive level 3. I just guess I never got it on camera. Anyway, I hope that was enough chat, right? I really wanted to give you guys enough to wet your whistle. So I spent 6 hours standing around that booth. I was enjoying myself. Hopefully you got a better understanding of what the game is like and throughout my impressions and trying to describe it, what it's like. I'm sorry, it's kind of undescribable, right? I wish I can just tell you it's like Alpha 3. I wish I can tell you it's just like Third Strike. I wish I can tell you it was just like Street Fighter 4, just like Street Fighter 5, but it's really not. It's a very weird amalgamation game that, with the perspective of all the Street Fighters, is like it's just taking little bits of everything, and then you actually play it, and then it genuinely feels weird and different, right? And then when you start grasping the mechanics and actually utilizing them in certain ways, stuff starts to click, and then you get it. It's like, oh shit, okay. Some of these engagements are pretty fun. Is that going to last? Is it a honeymoon phase? It could be, right? It 100% just could be some really fun honeymoon phase thing right now. A lot of fighting games are like that. It's pretty though, right? It's fucking super pretty.